What you're talking about are use cases that kind of came up from the users themselves.
Absolutely.
And some of these use cases were challenging for us to develop. But Mike, can you talk about some of those at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a few that stand out. The first is that, across campus we use Exchange and Outlook calendars, and advisors use that on a daily basis to manage where they are, where they need to be, who they're meeting with. So it didn't make sense to have Advising Connect manage appointments as far as advising resources, and so the integration of Exchange with Advising Connect so that when an advisor has an appointment, it just automatically gets put on that calendar, made sense for advisors. Along those lines, we have problems getting students to advising appointments from time to time, and so it makes a lot of sense to hit students in a few different ways, and one of those ways most recently is text messaging, which I think we were originally pushed back on a little bit and said, no, we should be, yeah, we should be, kind of pushing forward, but once we implemented it, we really found that students appreciated getting those text messages as reminders for those appointments.
And we did bring students into the process and said, how would you like to be reminded for an appointment? And text messaging is one of them, and that's the most recent. But there's a series of emails that go out at strategic points. Students can log into the system and get notifications. And we are also moving in the direction of OSU Mobile. And we recently had a focus group where students gave us feedback on what they wanted to see on their mobile device as it related to their engagement with academic advisors.
So yeah, we did, program the system to kind of work with text messages and things like that. But we're also looking for ways to not bombard the student with a lot of information, almost spam them, if you will. So that's one of the things we're trying with Advising Connect, make sure that the information gets to the right place at the right time.
And another thing that you're doing really well is the system is extremely intuitive. It just makes sense, and it helps my job because I don't have to go through an extensive in-person training. I give them access and I say go, and it just magically works.
Advisors, using the system is not something that they should have to focus on. It should work with them. And so while, we do include help and documentation where we need to, it's more important just to have a system that's intuitive and easy to use.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is to have as intuitive a system as possible, but we do have a little bit of information of how the software is laid out, how people can navigate a bit. But in general, like Mike said, that's our idea, is to make it as intuitive as possible.
I think part of the success of why this tool is so intuitive and advisors love it and students love it is that I worked really closely with the developers, and the developers worked really closely with the users. So it wasn't a matter of me going out and talking to the users and then running back and telling the developers what they said. There is this commitment from the developers to really understanding the business processes. I mean, they've attended focus groups. George came to one of our advising conferences where he actually led a session to collect some requirements. You ask questions, and so I think when we have that mutual understanding, you can give me ideas that I don't think about. I can give you ideas. You challenge me, I challenge you, and the end result is a really good product.
Well, I don't think that that's common, and I think that we're one of the few shops around campus that really work hard to embrace the agile methodology and making sure that we're always taking feedback from end users to inform our work directly. So I think that that's important.
Absolutely.
So talk to us a little bit more about how Advising Connect has kind of reached the user.
We have over 300 users, and those users go beyond academic advising. Advisors are the general population who use it most often on a daily basis, but different units across campus are looking at the benefits of using this shared note system to inform their business. So it is an advisor relationship management tool, but it's also a university shared system in different ways.
If you had to characterize Advising Connect as some kind of a student relationship management tool, what are the words you would use there?
This is a system that helps students weave through their academic career at Ohio State by kind of poking them at the right times and guiding them so they are successful and they graduate.
And you know what? We look forward to helping make that happen. Thanks again. This is George Abraham with Arts and Sciences Technology Services with Jen and Mike. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.